Can we all please finally admit to each other that there's no such thing as passive income? All income costs something. It costs time, it costs money, or both, okay? And we cannot pretend that your time is free. My name is Walker Deibel. I'm the author of Buy Then Build and the creator of the Acquisition Lab. Let me give you a different framework, a way that has worked for me in terms of navigating this path. So I remember early in my career, after actually acquiring my first company, I was trying hard to build a little content site on the side, something like a blog that I could build to create passive income, okay? And after working on it for a few months, I remember thinking, gosh, this is a lot of work, right? I also looked at getting into real estate, okay? Eventually I did get into real estate, but the point is that at the time, I was trying to get into it, and I realized that trying to go through the learning curve of figuring out how to get these places rented, how to market these places, how to clean them, and how to do this management and all the rest of it were very, very time consuming. And so what I needed to do was hire a property manager, right? And ultimately, once I hired property managers, I realized, well, I don't have time to work on it, so I need to give away all of the profits to a bunch of other people. And if I'm gonna do that, then I'm gonna need a whole lot of places to fund these people, in which case I should just build my own team, right? In other words, build a business around building this passive income. So again, it takes a lot of work, okay? So the thing is the best way to accelerate your desired wealth and lifestyle is through active investing, okay? So if we invest our time, right? It's called active income. It's that paycheck, it's that earned income, right? If we invest our money, it's called passive income, okay? And of course we could go down the rabbit hole of risk return and all of the different investments, like from angel investments to safe, bonds to all the rest of it, right? But the point is that you've got active income or passive income, depending on whether you're spending your time or your money, okay? Both take time. Okay. When I looked at real estate, okay, you can go to Bigger Pockets, one of my favorite real estate sites out there for real estate investors, and you can look at it and say, like, how long does it take, to manage your real estate properties, right? And even just a quick search on something like Bigger Pockets will show you rules of thumb, like 4 hours per unit per month is what it takes and costs in your time, okay? Or you've got other investors who say, I own a number of units. Sometimes I work 1 hour a week, sometimes I work 40 plus, just sort of depending on, what's going on, okay? And the thing is that the one theme that I see repeat itself throughout is no matter what the answer was, everyone was kind of saying, look, I'm spending X amount of time sort of managing what I've got, but I'm spending 15 to 20 hours a week, okay, sort of looking for those new properties so I can expand what it is that I'm doing, okay? So in other words, I'm building a business by building different passive income items, okay? And probably ultimately backfilling it with a team. When I wrote Buy Then Build, okay, I make probably between $3,000 and $5,000 a month passive, okay? Just passive on book sales. And it's about 3 years in that it's been doing that, okay? Probably won't last forever, I don't know. But the point is this. I spent 10 years of my life buying companies. I spent, 2 years before that getting an MBA. I spent a year before that as a stockbroker, getting my Series 7 license and all the rest of it. And the point is I learned the public capital markets, okay? Then I went and got an MBA. I went corporate for a while. I spent time doing that. I then spent my entire net worth. I spent millions of dollars of personal guaranteed debt over 10 years, okay? I learned what worked, I learned what didn't, unfortunately, but the thing is that ultimately I learned to navigate the private capital markets, and there was no book like this out there to help me do it, okay? And so ultimately I felt a responsibility to go back and write it. And so after all of that and all of those funds, I spent 4.5 years writing Buy Then Build. I started over from scratch 3 times, 4.5 years writing. Okay, I then spent over $100,000 on the best editing team I could find, design, and also the launch marketing, as well as some PR to help me get articles in different areas that I ended up writing. Okay, so I spent a full year doing nothing but writing even after I wrote the book, okay? Look what I'm doing now, okay? We've launched the acquisition lab because so many people have come to us and said like, hey, will you help me try and find and buy a business just from the basis of this book, okay? And so the thing is that like, there's always time involved in things that are passive, okay? And so what I've come to find out is that the goal shouldn't be trying to increase passive income, okay? The goal should be increasing the dollars that we make per hour worked and then income stacking on top of that, okay? In other words, you look at someone like Elon Musk, okay? Iconoclastic entrepreneur. Last year, he was paid $6.6 billion in income from his companies, okay? That's fine. We might say, well, Elon Musk is incredible. He's trying to put people on Mars and like he's one of the most, okay, fine. Let's just go down the list. If we drop down to one of the, I think number 4 or number 8 was like Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple. Look, Apple is incredibly innovative. I'm shooting this video on the iPhone, okay? The point is that like since Tim Cook has been, in office, we haven't seen major innovations come out of Apple. It's been a lot of, updating what's already working, improving cameras, etc., right? The way that they've moved is into, entertainment and streaming, things that other people were sort of introducing. I'm not bashing Apple. They're a great company. He was paid over $300 million in annual salary last year. Maybe it was $350, I don't remember. The point is, he's not working more hours than the rest of us, okay? Maybe he is. Maybe he's working more hours than us. He's not working more hours than we have. We all have the same amount of time, okay? And the thing is that he is not, making $350 million a year by focusing on passive income. I'm sure that, he's comfortably living on $1 million a year and having to find a purpose, for the other, 150 million after taxes or whatever he's got left, right? But the point is that, by focusing on increasing your dollars per hour, you're then able to take that cash and income stack on the back end by building up teams, okay? Because income stacking requires teams around it to create profitable businesses that you don't spend a lot of time in. Passive income is profitable businesses that you're not spending your time in actively any longer. Like this. I spent 4.5 years writing it, put a whole bunch of money into it, and now I get passive income, I guess. So the thing is that when you look at highest dollars per hour, okay, the thing is that you're able to focus, like Tim Cook, like Elon Musk, okay, you're able to focus on what it is that you want to do. You're finding the thing that matters, which is dollars per hour worked, and you're overlapping it with things within your control, and that's where you should focus, okay? Because that's where you're going to be able to create the lifestyle you want, and by building businesses, you're going to be able to build wealth for you and your family and your employees and have an impact in the world in terms of helping your customers and doing the things that you want to do, okay? And so you can build a team, make less money, and have them do a lot of the work, or you can get in there and be active and grow the business and build your business, your wealth, your customers, etc. And so the thing is that when you look at where should I put my money to work, okay? There's a lot we can talk about, but what if I told you, hey, there's this investment and all these other passive investments are also going to take your time. But there's this investment here, and you're going to make 25 to 30% returns. What? Yes. Buying an existing company will repeatedly give you 25 to 30% to 35% annual returns on your investment, okay? And the reason for that is because it's an active investment, okay? It's an active income, or what we might call active investing, okay? So with a passive investment, like a real estate building, okay, you've got the benefit of the equity buildup, okay? The appreciation is going to be about 2% a year on average, okay? So the value of that building is going to increase at let's say a slow 2% rate, okay? not only can you buy, and the cap rate might be like 6%. If we take cap rate and apply that concept of capitalization rate to a business, you're typically going to get about a 30% return plus or minus, okay? In addition, instead of growing 2%, you're active in the business and you can grow your business to whatever you're able to grow it to. But the point is you're aligning your time and your earned income with your sort of invested dollars in order to get these exceptional returns, okay? If you buy a company, like how Elon Musk bought Tesla, by the way, okay? Like how PayPal also was an acquisition, okay? So the thing is like a lot of these people that we think started companies actually acquire them at early stages and grow them to whatever. If you think you can buy a company and grow it to, the level of Tesla, that's fantastic. Most of us will not achieve that, but the point is that you can grow it. You can get that equity buildup, and by aligning your active investment with your passive investment, you can actually get outsized returns, okay? And the point is, do you want a Slurpee shop on the side? Like, I'm going to work, I'm doing my thing, I'm working for the man, but on the side, don't worry, I bought a Slurpee shop. Or, hey, I bought a laundromat. Okay, but like, do I want 20 laundromats? Do I want 50 laundromats? Is that what gets me going? If that's what gets you going, that's great. If that's the lifestyle you want, that's great. But the thing is that, people that become ultra wealthy don't end up owning, 20 laundromats. That's not really what's happening, okay? They're stacking that income upon something else, and you're gonna have to build a team to manage 20 laundromats, okay? Unless you wanna clean it and go pick up the quarters or whatever else the thing that you're doing. I'm not slamming laundromats. I think that they're actually very great, safe businesses that churn out small amounts of money. Okay, so the thing is that you get equity buildup from buying a business, but you also have control over that appreciation factor, okay? Find the impact that you want to have in your life. Find the lifestyle that you want to have in your life. Put your back into it, and then either start that business and build it from scratch, or buy a business and build it from scratch. I have done both. I am a fan of both. Neither one should apply all the time. The reason I wrote Buy Then Build was because buying existing businesses to get started was not popular at all when I was doing it from 2004 through 2016, okay? No one was talking about it. It was all about startups, okay? And so I realized that buying an existing business, I was able to reverse the equation, kind of like a money ball of entrepreneurship, get revenue, infrastructure, and earnings all in place, then figure out how to grow from there. Get sustainability first. And it also happened to make a great investment, okay? And since you're putting your time into it, it was active investing, okay? And over time, you're able to increase your dollars per hour, and you're able to income stack other items of revenue based on the things you're able to put your money to work on over time and the teams you're able to build. One of the things we've built is the Acquisition Lab, okay? It's world-class graduate level education, ongoing coaching, tools, and a vetted community. Only 25% of applicants currently are accepted into the Acquisition Lab. If you want to buy a business in the next 12 to 24 months, please check it out and consider applying. Looking forward to seeing you on the inside. Thanks.